February 9, 2020, you can see at the Dolby Theater Leonardo DiCaprio walking on the red carpet just before entering in the Dolby Theater. It was the latest moment, the latest magic moment of the cinema industry, and as well as you can see Joaquin Phoenix and Mara Rooney. That was the walking ovation for Joaquin Phoenix, was the Oscar winner for Joker. This was February 9, 2020. Welcome back to Los Angeles, Italia 2021. And welcome back to my friend Daniel McVicar, who actually is with me the whole week to tell you the history of this year Los Angeles, Italia, a very special event for a very special year. No red carpet, no lighting, no parties, no music as we are used in Los Angeles, Italia, but a lot of sobriety. The same sobriety that now, after we started last Sunday, now we are seeing backstage of the Oscar, no, Daniel?
Well, you're seeing how open spaces there are. You're seeing at the Chinese theater, there's nobody. It's blocked out. You can't go see the footprints and handprints at the Chinese theater. There's a lot of security measures in Los Angeles for COVID, and the streets are mostly empty, which is unusual for Los Angeles. And certainly at this time, at this time last year, that street would have been blocked off. There would have been police everywhere. They would be preparing for the arrival of everybody at the Dolby Theater, but they can't do that this year. They're doing it at another location, at Union Station, which is just east of downtown Los Angeles, probably about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the traffic, by car from the Dolby Theater.
Yes, absolutely. We can see now. It was I think, imagine it was the Hollywood and Island Center, which is as empty as the yes, we can the TCL Chinese Theater, where we actually are very proud to be with the Italian cinema. As you can see, our brand is on the main banner after Godzilla. It seems that Italia, Los Angeles, Italia is the biggest deal in Hollywood right now, but we are very proud of it. I have to tell you, I have to thank Mariella Mejarini and Luca Riemma, who are actually doing an amazing job welcoming people to the Hall 6 of the Chinese, where the festival was born in 2006. I remember, you know why? Because it was the same year of my son Matteo born.
Your son was just born then? He's grown up? The festival keeps growing as well? I was there in 2006 in Los Angeles. I'm glad to be here with you now.
Yes. So we have been around with Matteo Guidoni on Union Station, and on where actually Daniel was going to happen.
Well, at the Union Station, this is where they're going to actually do the presentation for the Oscars. The nominees will be there. They'll be arriving in shifts. They'll be moving them in and out because of social distancing. They cannot fill the room. So about a third of the people will be inside for the ceremony at the same time. And then they'll be outside in under the tents and in different sort of holding areas, if you will, which may be very pleasant for some people who will be able to actually get up from their seat once in a while. But it will be also very interesting to see on television because it's going to be there from the Union Station live. They'll be doing the songs at another location, some of them pre-taped. They'll be at the Museum of the Motion Picture Arts and Sciences down there at Wilshire and Fairfax, not too far from CBS, I must say. It's right down the block. The Bond building is there. We see the former May Company, the Art Deco building there that has been transformed by Renzo Piano into a new work of art almost 100 years later after it was first built. And they'll be doing the songs at that location underneath this beautiful dome, as I understand it. Now, things are also, we don't have all the information because it's all coming together as they need to do it. So the Dolby Theater will actually have an audience in it, and this will be the first responders, the nurses, the doctors, the firemen, people who have been in the front lines against COVID and other things. And so they'll be doing it, seeing on the screen the Oscars, but the audience will be the first responders at the Dolby Theater.
Yes, and we are very proud that we are showing the Chinese theater 3 movies a day, starting at 4 o'clock. Then with the health protocol of the California state, we are having 1 hour stop for cleaning the room, for sanitizer. How do you say?
Sanitize.
Sanitize the hall, and we are happy that we keep the Italian cinema alive in Hollywood, and we hope that this is a good sign for the Italian cinema, even in our country, because in Italy we will start to live again thanks to the new rules that Premier Mario Draghi has proposed now. We're gonna have more possibility to go around. We're gonna have more possibility to have shown movies at theater, half of the capacity of the any hall, and we're gonna have really the possibility to have a live show again.
The cinemas are opening back up, and you know what's been interesting, because we've had some tremendous guests, tremendous panels here. But what I've learned through this process is that actually 2021 has been a big year in production in Italy. International productions have come because Italy put in the protocols that were necessary early in order to keep shooting films. And so Italy has been a place where people have come to shoot their movies.
Yes, and today's program is very rich as usual. You want to remember what are the movies?
It's starting at 4 p.m. with The Predators. Pietro Castellitto, his film will be at 4. At 7 o'clock p.m. is The Comeback Trio. This is directed by George Gallo. George Gallo did Midnight Run. He was an author of that, but this film stars the same actor from Midnight Run, Robert De Niro.
But gentlemen, you are American, but they are Italian-American. This is the reason we show it. Otherwise, what is going to do with Italy? Because we celebrate Italy, but we also celebrate Italian-American heroes, because the industry of cinema in the States is full of Italian-American heroes, and we started with the Mr. Jack Valenti, that was the president of MPAA, but we had so many, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Liza Minnelli, Vincent Minnelli in the past, and now more recent we saw DiCaprio, but we have plenty of maestro, no?
And Robert De Niro is really, for every actor, the leader of all actors now. And this is a funny movie. This is a comedy also with Morgan Freeman and Tommy Lee Jones.
But we are talking tonight about a movie that is going to be the closing movie of Los Angeles, Italia. This is a movie that I really care a lot because it's done by a young and talented director. I keep calling him young, although he's not young at all, because the years does not go through just for me and you, my dear Daniel, but also goes for Marco Pontecorvo, who happened to be young once upon a time like me, but now Marco Pontecorvo is as old as we are. Not really.
He's still a kid to me.
And you know, he's considered a master of cinematography besides being a director. Look, the worst illuminated in the Zoom is one of the best cinematography. Can you believe? Ciao Laura De Licoli.
He doesn't need to impress.
Fondazione Cinema di Roma.
He doesn't need to impress. We need to impress everyone. Like, I can do a good shot. He doesn't need to.
A little bit of backlight there, Marco.
Much better. Now it's much better.
There we go.
No, but he doesn't need to impress. No, he needs to impress. Excuse me, you are an international actress, but we really care about the look of one of the best ambassadors of contemporary art. And considering his legendary father was very vanitoso. How do you say vanitoso?
Proud.
Proud of his beauty, Gillo Pontecorvo. Laura De Licoli, how was Gillo Pontecorvo, the legendary Marco's father? Very vanitoso, no?
Very vanitoso.
Tennis player.
Very much.
His main job was to be a tennis player. Then he was a politician, activist, and then when he had nothing to do, he was doing some good movies.
always with a pencil in his pocket. Do you remember? Huh?
Actually,
Been for a long time one of the best Venice Film Festival director ever, no?
Yes, one of the best and one of the much loved, I think, in Italy, and not only in Italy, all over the world. As Marco can tell us now, that's in America. It's very, very loved, Gillo.
yeah, absolutely.
So Marco, do you wanna introduce us your friends?
I will. First, I just to say that he was also a composer. It's because you are celebrating Ennio Morricone, that for us was almost like an uncle, because he composed the music of my father movies, and I think two of them they signed it together because he was composing. I mean, actually, he was whistling, and Ennio was writing later. So Paolo knows the story. Paolo is the composer, so I start from him, talking about composer. He's the composer of the music of Fatima, great composer. We had a very good experience together. Then we have Lucia Moniz, ciao Lucia.
Ciao.
Great actress. She is the mother, so one of the leading role in Fatima. And Stephanie, she's actually Lucia in the movie, and she's the protagonist of the story, basically, with the other two cousins, but she is the main, I mean, because everything is seen through her eyes. So that's the reality. So Stephanie, what do you want to say about your experience?
I think that I'm so happy seeing your faces right now because I haven't seen you in a while. But I think it's been such a great experience for me. It's been a learning experience as well because I've learned a lot from everyone, like Lucia, Marco, like all the cast and crew. And I just had so much fun. So.
And Lucia?
Hello, everyone.
I'm stealing your job. If you want, I stop it.
What? Was it for me? No.
Yeah.
I said to Pascal, I'm stealing his job. So
No, I'm very happy. Also, if you are introducing your co-producer, Jeanne Bernay, it's my pleasure to have her here. So you keep hosting. You're doing a very good job. Go ahead, Marcolino.
Okay. Thank you.
So yes, well, it is a pleasure to be here and actually see you, Marco and Stephanie. I haven't been seeing you for so long. It's so good to see you. And I keep the memory of shooting Fatima in my heart. It was a great experience. I've learned so much from you, Marco, and you know that. I mean, my character wouldn't be what it is on screen if it wasn't for Marco and also other crew members. Marcella, this dialogue coach was very, very important as well. And of course, my connection with Stephanie. I've learned so much from her. She doesn't realize that, but I did a lot. I remember one scene that it was really, really hard scene. I mean, I will not spoil anyone if. But that it was very difficult because it had violence involved between us.
Yeah.
Well, more from me to you, anyways. But
exactly.
I was destroyed. I was destroyed when I arrived home. I was really heartbroken and I felt uncomfortable and I was really, really not feeling well. And I get a message from her, a voice message saying, "I had so much fun doing the scene today with you." And then I was like, of course, that's what it's all about. It's actually focus on the good, on what the good that we can bring out of the scene and not suffer with it, but take it.
Yeah, and actually it was one of the first scenes.
It was the first scene.
It was the first scene.
The schedule is always against us. I remember once I did. Was the first day, and so I didn't know very well the actress, and was straight to a striptease complete strict. So, and she was to dance in front of a computer. Was so embarrassing for all of us because we didn't know each other. And so this kind of scene always, I don't know why, happened at the beginning of the schedule. So when everybody doesn't know each other, and
I know.
it's like that. Paolo, what about the music? First of all, everybody knows the story, I believe, of Fatima. Fatima is a real story. It's a miracle, and the church basically say that was true, and they and three little shepherds sees the apparition for 6 months in a row of the Virgin Mary. At the last apparition, she provided a miracle called the miracle of sun. So the sun was basically changing color, looking like it was falling down on the earth, and then going back in place, proving that what she was saying since the first apparition, that everybody has to stop doing, because it was during the First World War, so she was asking for peace. Basically, the message of the Virgin was, let's stop this madness of the war and make peace. Otherwise, if we don't change, another war will come. Unlikely, the Second War arrived a few years later. So this is the movie, and actually we tried to keep both point of view, the point of view of the believers and the point of view with Harvey Keitel, and his character is a professor, is a skeptic, and he is not a believer, and he has a confrontation with the old Lucia, so the character of Lucia, Stephanie, Sonia Braga is playing her, and yet they have this dialogue that basically bounce and illuminate the other story and make you understand a few things, and especially the point of view of not believers and like on the story. But we did it because we think that for everybody, even for not believers, this story is very important and bring something, a really important message. And who doesn't want the peace, first of all? That's the question. And how to behave, and etc., etc. So the strength of a little girl that managed to also, I mean, she was also trying to be free and to say what she was believing in. So many things. I think it's a movie that poses a lot of questions, including doubts.
Yes.
Paolo,
Marco,
do you want to say something about your music?
Before we go with Paolo, 1 second, before we go still on Fatima, let me welcome the Italian Trade Commissioner, Alessandra Reinaldi, the new one in Los Angeles. I did not meet her in person. I did not have this pleasure, although Los Angeles, Italia is historically very close to the Italian Trade Commission, ICE, and also this year we have them with their sole participant to this important mission, which is representing Italy abroad, because this is all about art, but also business. And when we talk about business in Italy, we talk about the Italian Trade Commission. Alessandra.
So thanks, Pascal, and good evening, good morning, everybody. As Pascal said, yeah, I'm really new here on the Los Angeles set. I represent the Italian Trade Agency here in Los Angeles. You know, the Italian Trade Agency is the governmental agency which is in charge for promoting the Made in Italy. So Made in Italy and Italian brand is, of course, also in the promotion of the Italian cinema and audiovisual industries. What we do is to promote 360 gradi, 360 grades here in the US market, the Italian industry in the cinema and the audiovisual. We have a promotional desk dedicated And we work in two directions, I would say. First, we promote participating to the main opportunities of promotion, like American film market, like Kidskin. So many initiatives in which we can participate, bringing the Italian industry, Italian producers, and Italian distributors of Italian cinema. But at the same time, we attract the production, US production and co-production in Italy by promoting the legislation, so that the Film Commission in Italy dedicate to the production. At the same time, we attract a delegation of US producer, co-producer, and of course press to visit Italy, our territory, and see how this land can give really an opportunity to make the dream real, no, and concretely invest in Italy as in the production. So in the next months, we will lead a delegation during the festival, the summit, which is organizing in Basilicata, in Matera, in July, with a very huge delegation of American producers and specialized press in cooperation with Anica. And of course, we cooperate with all the industry, so with APA, with DOC, with Cinecittà, Luce, with all the actors that lead the Made in Italy in the industry sectors abroad. We are now also very glad to go to give our support to the old Italian festival like Los Angeles, Italia. In a couple of hours, we will be in the China Street for the closing session, Pascal. So we appreciate this week. I think it's a very huge contribute that you gave to the city. Also, we start to our new normal life, you know, and I think the contribution that the cinema can give, the Italian cinema can give to this rehabilitation of our life, it's very, very important. I would say also that the pandemia was, of course, it was a very huge challenge, but at the same time, it was also an opportunity, no? To discover other way to take part of these movies. So I was thinking about the increasing that we had in the streaming and in the digital platform, in which we hope to stress day by day the Italian production. Where we can have a look about the abilities, but also the beautiful land of Italia that we want to promote. So very happy to be here and to learn about this industry.
Thank you so much, Alessandra. And let me tell, before going back to Fatima, the movie, with the two ladies of the movie, let me tell you that the Italian jackpot, or female jackpot in Los Angeles is done. The female got strike because now the three leading people of the Italian system are three women. Because we have Alessandra Rinaldi on Italian Trade Commission. We have Silvia Chiave as a consul general. We have Valeria Rumori as a director of Italian Institute of Culture. In addition, if you're missing some ladies, we have Laura Delicoli, who's actually taking care of this other event that is organized by Italy, very important, in conjunction with the American film market. They have Cinema Italian Style, who's directed by Laura. So the female influence in Los Angeles, the Italian, is not only by the legendary figure of the Mamma, you know, the famous Italian Mamma, but also now become the famous Italian executives, Laura?
Sisters. We are Italian sisters of cinema. So, no, it's a joke, but I'm very, very glad, and I'm only...
Laura, sorry. No, and I want to add that I want to congratulate to another lady, Chiara Sbarigia, who's
Yes,
actually
Chiara
named
Sbarigia.
president of Cinecittà. So one more lady.
It's the ladies' power now.
Yeah.
It's a big season for us, finally. But no, I'm very, very glad to see Alessandra. That's the first time we are together in a Zoom. But I hope this year we are coming back. We are going to come back really in presence to LA. As last year, we had an edition only on a platform, but with many towns in America with our movies, and was important to be there at the same time. Pascal now is in a little miracle for us. Is very important to be there in these days, as every year, but as usual, but more this year, as the pandemic is the problem of our distance. So I'm not so glad to have not the film of Marco Pontecorvo in Italy, as I was
Laura, Marco Pontecorvo deserves a Nastro d'Argento special, because Marco Pontecorvo, yes, because
he's absent.
For his skill is popular all over the world. And
yes.
his movie Fatima, co-produced with Jen Burney, is one of the hit on Netflix. So Marco is a very silent guy, but always very productive. So I think that he needs attention. Unfortunately, the movie was not released theatrical. But I really hope, Marco, that we can invite both Lucia and Stephanie, as well as Jeanne and Paolo Bonvino, of course, to Ischia to show theatrically your movie to the Ischia Global Festival. And of course, you'll be honored if Laura cannot deliver to you a special Nastro d'Argento. You will get the Ischia Mermaid for sure.
So I'm ready to come and see the
Thank you, Pascal. Anyway, actually, I have to say that in US it will be released for the second time. That is really rare, because it's already on Netflix and it's going very well also there, as you say. Then did well for paying ticket in platforms before, and now it will be released on the 7th of May. In theatrical in US. So we are very happy, because it means that they love the movie. The circuit, ACM, really trust and love the movie and support the movie. That's why they are doing, as well as Jeannie and Bob Picture House, that is our distribution for sure. But together they did a very good job. So we have a second chance, even if the first one went very, very well, because we did well also in the box office. That was not the box office theatrical, because they were closed, but on the platform with paying the tickets. So very happy for that. Paolo, we give a moment. Paolo, do you want to say something about the music and
where is Paolo?
Music?
Where is Paolo? We lost Paolo.
Here. He's under it.
I beg your pardon for my English, okay? Because but a few words. Composing music for Fatima was an experience for me, strong spirituality, and not just only a work. And Marco's direction and the relationship with Marco gave me the opportunity to have a wonderful experience that I need personally, and maybe is an experience that is in the film. Is an experience aiutami, lo dico in italiano, un'esperienza che è differente e che tocca degli argomenti di cui credo che tutti abbiamo bisogno.
Experience that touch the argument that everybody needs to focus on. Let me ask Lucia and Stephanie how this issue that Paolo Bombino is talking about made influence on their spirituality shooting these Fatima movies. Stephanie.
Well, I think that shooting Fatima really, I think it was such a great experience because I learned so many things, not just from everyone, but from Lucia as well. And there are so many things that I can apply now to myself. And I think I really did change my mindset after filming Fatima because I just had all these great memories and different advice from everyone. And I think that Lucia is just such a great person and character. And I just learned a lot from her. What about you, Lucia?
Lucia said she learned a lot from you,
yes,
Stephanie.
I did. It was very special to me to go through this script and realizing that all this the story about this three shepherds and the miracles, it goes beyond religion. And it covers and speaks for faith as being a way of how far do you go for love? What are you capable to do for love? Even the connection in family wise, and it was very interesting to bring those reminders as my character being the parent that doesn't believe her daughter. Believes in God, but that doesn't believe her daughter. So it goes beyond of not believing in a miracle. Is not believing her daughter, which I thought it was very important to focus that also in the film of what the role of a parent should be, and it was very interesting for me to dive. I am a parent of a 16-year-old daughter. And it was very, very interesting to go for that.
Your experience working in this movie, did that change your relationship at home with your child?
You're asking me if it changed?
Yes.
It didn't. No. It did.
You, Daniel is in love for you since he saw the movie that you did with Colin Firth.
Love Actually, of course.
He has been all day about you. So maybe next time you make a movie with him instead of Colin Firth.
Well, it didn't change the way it didn't change. But what changed in me was I was my vision about this story of the miracle. I was very, very much skeptical, and I still am in some issues about what happened. But the point of view that Marco and Marco Pontecorvo, the way he told the story, I think I actually told him once during a break that I said, I think if it happened the way you're telling the story, I believe. Because it's actually a way of telling down to earth. It tells a story not in a spiritual way. Of course, it goes there, but it talks about the what family went through, the family relationship, the consequences around
about human beings.
Exactly.
And their relationship. What is transcendent? I mean.
Yes.
How they could relate to that. That was also the thing that Paolo was saying. How do we all relate to something spiritual and transcendent out of us, connected to our real life and our real who we are inside of a family, inside of a village, and everything. So it's really, but actually is what I think. I mean, it's my point of view. At the beginning, I said, "Are you sure?" to the producer. Are you sure that I'm the right man? Because I don't know if I can do. But it was much more a religious and literal movie. So this is the story, and we are telling this story. There were no Harvey Keitel character. There were nothing about that. Then we brought that inside because I rewrote it, and then I start to believe to the story and the importance of the story anyway. If you believe or if you don't believe, it's okay. It's important anyway. It's about, if you don't believe, it's about a girl that fight everyone to say that this is the truth, and to put together, like without internet, without phones, anything, I don't know, 700,000, was two wheels full of people praying for peace. That's enough. Even if you don't believe.
Marcolino, the last question I have for you is this one. Being a Pontecorvo, we use a very name, because your faith of your father is popular, a real communist in the positive way of the word. So, how did you approach such a holy personality character such as Fatima?
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. And thank you for Marcolino. That means that I'm still young. And I like it because we know each other since so many years. That was my first problem. I'm not part of any religion, apart from the fact that my mother is Catholic and my father is Jewish. So also there is a combination of factors quite difficult to put it together. And plus, I'm not going to church. And at the beginning was a really religious movie. And one of the thoughts, first of all, was to myself, who I am to relate with this story, but also, my family is so different. My father was so different as well from that. But then we found a middle ground where everything managed to stay together. And actually, I've been comfortable inside of this story, inside of those characters, and there are a few things that for sure are difficult, a little bit more difficult to digest, but because I have to respect all the point of view, and this was the tricky part of my work also inside of the story, then it's okay, and you have to embrace all of them, understand them, and put it on a screen to let the people and the audience judge later where to stay and what to take from the movie. I hope I answer your question.
Yes, absolutely. So I really thank you, Marco, and Jean Bernier to give us the privilege to show theatrical Chinese theater along the Los Angeles, Italia, your amazing movie Fatima, and the invite for Ischia Global Festival July 18-25 is on since ages, and I hope Lucia can come as well, and also Stephanie. Lucia can come so she can meet Danny McVicker, who is enchanted by. I think
I'm not alone. We all love you. I think the whole world fell in love with you. So.
But let me thank also Laura De Ricolli and Paolo Bonvino. Actually, Paolo, you deserve an Ischia award for being such a great composer, and I really admire you a lot since ages, and I'm happy to meet you for the first time on Zoom, but shortly I'll be happy to welcome you in Ischia. And you see also Matteo Guidoni, who's actually working for us in Los Angeles. He is covering as a correspondent for our show. Matteo, how is the situation? So you know that when you leave us now, you gotta go around because we got a show later what's going on. You can show now. Fate vedere un po' le immagini di Los Angeles, quelle che ha fatto Odd. You
Of
can
course.
show
So,
on
ciao,
how is
Pascal.
the situation
Hi,
in Los
everybody.
Angeles.
And
Very
yes,
empty
as you
town,
said, okay. So hi, everybody again. As you said, the atmosphere in Los Angeles is not the usual Oscar atmosphere. There are not many red carpets or, structures, people working, building stuff. It's not like that. I've been at the Dolby Theater, at Union Station, at the Museum of the Academy, and it seems like almost nothing is happening. Of course, you see the structures, the white structures is where the Oscars, these ones, where the Oscars are going to happen at Union Station. But that's what you see, not very much more. There are no, big Oscars outside. There is not the usual party atmosphere that we can see every year on Hollywood Boulevard. And as you also said at the beginning, usually at this time, Hollywood Boulevard is completely blocked. There are several blocks where you cannot access if you don't have a badge. While right now, in front of the Dolby Theater and at Union Station, you can easily walk, and it seems like almost nothing is happening. Then, of course, I tried to get closer to that white tents at Union Station, and that's not allowed. So you can't take any picture. You can't, of course, get in. So you can easily understand that something is happening, but it's really downgraded, let's say, compared to the other Oscar years. This has been a tough year for everybody, and the Oscar, I think, are going to reflect what has been for everybody in the last 12 months.
Ricevere questi premi. La storia della vita davanti a sé e il personaggio di Madame Rosa sono entrati nel mio cuore il momento in cui ho letto la sceneggiatura. Ma non solo per l'importante messaggio di tolleranza, empatia e umanità, ma anche perché racconta una bellissima storia di amore e amicizia tra due persone che in superficie tutto separa, ma che sono in realtà legati non solo attraverso il dolore e la sofferenza, ma soprattutto la speranza e la resilienza. Questo anno è giunto al suo termine. È stato un anno difficile. È stato un anno di perdite e dolori, ma è stato anche un anno in cui abbiamo visto persone aiutarsi e tirarsi su nel più bello e inaspettato dei modi. Questo film parla di questi momenti di umanità tra di noi, questi momenti di compassione, di amore, tutto ciò che ci unisce e ci rende più forti. Grazie. Grazie per questo riconoscimento. Vi auguro a tutti un anno pieno di luce, amore e serenità.
Sometimes in life, things just come your way, and you just can't make them up. And recently, I was asked to make a brief statement about Sophia Loren. How do you make a brief statement? There are none. I could make a 4-hour documentary about Sophia Loren, and I have not. This volcanic woman who has graced the better part of all of our lives, who has been a role model to women for close to 60 years, who has literally galvanized the film industry, the global film industry, who galvanized the fashion industry 100 times over. I'm just somewhat at a loss when people ask me to make a brief statement on Sophia Loren. I mean, Sophia Loren redrew the landscape for women all over this planet. In her latest film, which she made with her son, Eduardo Ponti, which you can see, There isn't a single issue in that film that is not at the forefront right now of global debate. Not surprising, because Sophia did this 60 years ago. And it was singular, it was unpopular, and it was alone. And it was her own. Sophia, God bless you always. You have changed all of our lives for the better. Do not ever stop being the utterly unstoppable you.
Wow, what an amazing tribute to our most iconic, I mean, the legend of the legends. And this is the reason, I suppose, the Academy decided to honor Sophia Loren with the Visionary Award that will be delivered to the legendary Sophia on the day that they will officially open the Academy Museum. So we have with us the past Academy president, one of the most beloved person in Los Angeles. I mean, one of my favorite people I ever met, Cheryl Boone. And I think that was no better idea to open the museum with such a tribute to Sophia Loren, no, Cheryl? You have to open it.
You're on mute. If you could open your audio, Cheryl. There you go. I think we can hear her now.
Me now?
Cheryl, you there?
Yes.
Yes. Commercial, doesn't it? It sounds like a commercial. Can you hear me now? Thank you so much, Pascal. And I'm thrilled, very thrilled to be here, and very thrilled that the Academy is recognizing the ever great, wonderful, most beautiful Sophia Loren. And what a wonderful tribute to her and to Italian cinema to have her on the opening night gala of the museum. So I do look forward to seeing her there in September.
Oh, we say the legend of the legends. Sophia is unique, no, Cheryl?
She's more than unique. I mean, first of all, is anyone that beautiful? I do remember when I was much, much younger and seeing two women. And I thought, you know, to be so gorgeous, so graceful, such a fantastic actress that I just have never through the years ever forgotten. I mean, she's at the pinnacle, she's at the top of beauty, and beauty from inside as well as outside, and a tremendous, tremendous talent. And it was wonderful to see her again this year in her film directed by her son. And she's always a pleasure throughout the years.
Yes, and so Maurizio De Giovanni, who is a Napoletano, a real Napoletano, Sophia Loren is really, for Napoli and for all the south of Italy, the revenge ever, no?
Sì, Sophia Loren è sicuramente il nostro miglior biglietto da visita nel mondo. Non solo la sua bellezza, la sua immensa bravura, la sua straordinaria intelligenza e soprattutto il suo rimanere legato alle tradizioni e alle radici della nostra terra. Sophia Loren è sicuramente il più bel ritratto di Napoli che possa girare per il mondo.
Schiavo, three-time Oscar-winning production designer, as well as her husband Dante Ferretti. We are so proud of you, and we are so thankful to be with us tonight, Francesca. So the Oscars are 2 days ahead, and we have 3 Italians that are on for an Oscar. we have Laura Pausini, of course, with Diane Warren and Nicolò Aiardi for the song Scene. Then we have the custom designer Massimo Cantini Parrini of the Piero Tosi School. And then we have two magicians of the visualization, like the guy that is responsible for hairstyle, who's called Francesco Pegoretti, and the maestra of the hair, the makeup is Dalia Colli. So Dante and Francesca, you already showed 3 times an Oscar. I remember the night, Francesca, you dedicated this award, this prestigious Oscar, to Italy. I think that today, more than ever, we need somebody on the stage of the Oscar saying "Viva l'Italia," no? You need to open the. You need to open, Francesca. You need to open the microphone. Wait.
Please unmute your telephone. I think you're using. There we go. Unmute it. There we go. No, the other button. The other button. Is lower.
Ci sei, Francesca?
Ecco, ok.
There we go.
Allora, girate anche il telefono in orizzontale, Francesca, così vi vediamo. Eccolo, perfetto. Oh, ok, vai. Allora.
Because look at all those beautiful awards.
Beh, vedi, si vedono anche qualche premio qua sopra.
Yeah, but speaking English, maestro, we can see the 6 guys over there.
So we see.
No,
okay.
Pascal, yes, we hope that this time Italy will be great on the stage.
Mettilo un po' più.
Yes. So, what is the feeling when you go up there and you're ready to collect your Oscar?
But I mean, every time I was very, I didn't believe it. So it was a big surprise every time. And of course, I was so emotional, a big, huge emotion. But, and I was freezing inside me. I was like a piece of ice inside.
Yeah.
But at the end, we did.
Well, 3 times, Dante, eh?
Yes.
How many
what
nominations?
Can I say? We have, I have had 11 nominations and 3 Oscars. And Francesca,
8 nominations.
Well,
other 3 Oscars.
So when did your life change? After the first Oscar or after the third?
No, I mean, you know, our life, we are not able to see you. Okay. I think that our life didn't change a lot, but of course, the first one, it was it was a huge joy. Because we didn't expect, because after I won the sixth nomination. Before winning, I was nominated 5 times, and Dante was nominated 6 times before winning. So the first one, it was something so special.
So when now you are asked to make a movie, do you feel the pressure that you have to win the 4th Academy Award?
No. No, I think that we did. But in any case, we never know.
Maybe I hope they give us another Oscar just for,
for the number? You like the number 4?
No, yes, because I like the number 4, and also because, because like it's honoring Oscar.
Okay. We will see. We will see on Sunday night. We hope.
Francesca,
we hope. See.
Francesca, before we've been telling that the Maestro Renzo Piano did the new museum of the Academy. Is going to be there any piece by Dante Ferretti and Francesca Lo Schiavo inside to the museum?
No, not yet. No, but we will be at the.
I know very well because the new.
He said if there is some pieces about us on the museum. No.
No.
But we will. We
Will
are
be a beautiful
we will
museum
be guest,
without your pieces.
Will be Renzo Piano guest on the 30th of September.
Okay.
So
okay.
we will go to the opening, the big opening.
I see. So, Nick Vallelonga, how was the night that you jumped on stage and you grabbed your first of the two Oscars
You do remember
won?
that I told you before leaving the hotel, Pascal, viva Capri.
I remember. I remember, and I love you even more. So, Nick Vallelonga, how was your feeling when you grabbed the first of the two Oscars you won for Green Book?
No,
wait,
it
Francesca, wait.
It was the Hugo. The first Oscar it was Aviator, and the third one it was the Hugo Cabret.
In the middle.
The other one it was the third one it was what is the
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd, yeah, Sweeney Todd.
Nick Vallelonga, you have to switch on your. Okay, perfect. So, how was your feeling?
It was very surreal. You know, it's the type of thing you don't think you're going to hear your name called. And it was Captain Marvel and Samuel Jackson were presenting the award. So Sam Jackson said my name. Very, you've watched this on TV your whole life. You people, even if you didn't think you would do movies, people watch the Oscars. What would it be like? It was almost dreamlike. You don't really, it was odd, very odd. But very great honor, obviously. And then the second one, we won for Best Picture. And I was a producer, so I got that too. And to have, I'm blanking on her name, Julia Roberts, hand me the award and give me a big kiss. That was when I went, wow, this is really unbelievable and it's really happening. So it was quite an honor, for all the years of watching movies, loving movies, and never expecting to win anything. When I was making that movie Green Book, it just, to me, sounds corny. The win was that I got it made. I was able to make a movie honoring my dad and Dr. Shirley, and it got seen and people loved it. I never expected to win anything. So I think the only thing I ever won before that was class hypochondriac in high school. So other than that, I never expected to win. So it's amazing. Sometimes I look at them, I go, this looks like I bought this at a candy store. They're fake, but it was quite an honor, So
recently, Green Book was shown on Italian public television in free, and there was a big record of audience. I did not at the time to tell you. However, I want to thank you for several reasons. First of all, because you are making my job, as I cannot be in Los Angeles, you are doing all my stuff, and you and Andrea Iervolino are being phenomenal in supporting this event happening. Second, I want to thank you because you introduced me George Gallo, who is actually another great Italian American. I can see on your right also my brother Armando Assante, originally from Napoli. You heard his voice before talking about Sophia Loren. So George Gallo is the first time joining us, as well as my other brother Dito Montiel. And of course, I can see also Clayton Norcross, who's actually an Italiano adopted as well as Daniel McVicker is. So George Gallo, we are very proud to show tonight your movie at Chinese Theater, a special event of the Los Angeles Italia program because you are Italiano and because
Yes.
you gave the job to another Italiano, Roberto De Niro. Sorry.
Yes. 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 Thanks for having. It's an honor. Thank you so much. And Nick and I are old friends, so it'll be an honor to be at the festival and also to be there with my good friend Nick.
So
if I could say something,
where are you originally from, Italy?
I'm sorry?
Where are you originally from, Italy?
My grandparents are from Calabria.
Oh, phenomenal. Very
Yes,
strong
Calabrese.
people.
Yes, Gabados, right? Is that
Gabados.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but
that's all I used to hear as a kid, Gabados. That's all I used to hear. Yeah.
So, how proud are you to be Italiano in your blood?
Oh, I love it. It's I have a lot of passion and a lot of fire, and I grew up in a very, very loving, fun, very, very crazy family. I think a lot of it gave me the ability to get through the crazy, let's say, rivers and waters of Hollywood, somehow not take it all that seriously. I take the work very seriously, but all the craziness that surrounds it, I was just always pretty good with it. I was like, fine, whatever, just relax. I would think of my father and my grandfather, the way they used to talk to me.
Armand Assante, your grandfather came from Porto di Napoli. I know that you're very proud about. You have to switch on the microphone.
He went and got something to eat.
He's on mute.
There he is.
No.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Finally. Yes.
I was saying I couldn't agree with George more that I was blessed to grow up in a very incredibly loving and supportive environment, and I have such incredible memories of my my grandparents and my family, and there isn't a week that goes by that I don't talk about them. They made an incredibly lasting impression on my life, and it's been very powerful, very, very powerful journey. And I'm always very thrilled to come back to Italy and see you there in Napoli and Capri. It's been an amazing ride, and a great honor for me to be here today with all of you.
Yes, Armando, you are being so supportive. I mean, Nick is a recent one, but you are close to me since 1998. I remember the first time you came to support Capri Hollywood was 1998. We're talking about more than 20 years ago. So I cannot thank you enough. And I remember also you making a beautiful documentary about Capri Hollywood in 2001. We went to Gilo Pontecorvo house. You made an interview, and you also showed your poetry for Italy in this documentary. Now Capri is 25 years old. Los Angeles is a 16th annual event. Ischia will be the 19th. So how could we made such a great job? How was possible for you?
La mia vita il passo troppo veloce. It all goes by too fast. It's too fast.
Yeah.
But Pascal, all the work you did and all the people you brought together and the quality of minds and energy and heart and talent that you brought together in one room all these years. It's so powerful to be at those events because these are people I've watched all my life, just as all of you. I've watched all my life, all of you. And it's such a powerful feeling to know that you're in an industry that of such heart and mind and beauty and people that are illuminating people all over the world. So I thank you personally for doing that, Pascal, because I think sometimes you're always on the run and sometimes you yourself, you don't even have time to take stock of what you've accomplished. and the people that you've brought together. It's very powerful. So I, for one, I have a lot to be grateful for, just to have been there so many times with you. And I thank you.
No, I thank you. And I also thank Dito Montiel, who's, as you are the Capri ambassador, Dito is the Ischia ambassador. Because since Trudy Styler invited him to show his movie that Trudy produced, he could not stop to support me and the festivals. And I hope that this summer he can come one more time to Ischia, July 18, 25. You are all invited, Dito. So what do you think? Why this miracle could happen? 25 years of Capri, 16 years of Los Angeles, 19 years of Ischia.
You know, this Zoom feels so much like being with you in Ischia. You never know what's going to happen. I remember the first time when I showed up, you were like, you pulled a guitar out and you said, Sting is here, he's going to play one. And I don't think he knew, and you handed him a guitar. And then you said, and Andrea Bocelli is going to sing with him. And I was like, wow, who puts those two guys together on a whim? Only you. And that's how, just being on this Zoom, I had no idea. I click and all y'all are here. I'm like, wow. So it's kind of a test to you, clearly. Pretty fun world to be in with movies, of course. And you kind of bring that, which is not the norm always, you know.
Pascal, it's amazing. It's amazing what you do, and
no, my brother, listen. It's not me. It's Italy. I mean, Maurizio De Giovanni and Clayton Norcross and Daniel McVicker can tell you that being an Italian, you gotta be a chicken if you don't succeed, because being an Italian, you start with you know, like a 2-0 with the opponent. When I wanted to make Los Angeles Italia, I went to the past Coda Theater to host a show for Rai Television. Was the World Music Awards. I met the owner of the theater. I say, listen, I would like to make a festival. You are Italian, you're welcome. So you see, being an Italian is a great advantage. What do you think, Clayton?
Yeah, Clayton, what does Italy mean to you?
Well, that's quite a broad question. It's become a second home. Ho imparato la lingua proprio nella strada di Roma, e in giro in tutta Italia, ce l'ho tanti amici là. E sono contentissimo a essere qui con voi celebrando la bella Italia. So it's even wonderful, after having not been able to go back to Italy because of the pandemic, of course, to just sit here and embrace the beautiful Sophia Loren, to embrace all of you, to say thank you, Pascal, for how you have brought the celebration of Italy to all of our American hearts and the world. It's a delightful country full of richness, romance, joie de vivre. You Italians, you teach us Americans a bit better how to live.
But Maurizio, essere italiani, bisogna essere proprio delle pippe, si dice da parte nostra, non avere successo nel mondo. Diciamo la verità, tu con le tue opere, col tuo lavoro, stai avendo successo ovunque. Grazie a Raycom i tuoi film e le tue fiction sono distribuite ovunque nel mondo. Qui a Los Angeles noi mostriamo sia i bastardi di Pizzo Falcone sia il commissario Ricciardi, e quindi è una gioia averti con noi.
Sì, ma sarebbe un sogno poter lavorare con attori di questo livello. Io sono incantato dall'incontro con attori del genere, una straordinaria professionalità meravigliosa. Noi abbiamo tanta fantasia, abbiamo tanta immaginazione. Loro hanno una professionalità veramente incredibile, e per me veramente sarebbe, ma per ogni scrittore sarebbe un sogno e sarebbe un grande orgoglio poter scrivere per questi italiani così lontano dall'Italia.
Dobbiamo riuscirci, dobbiamo fare in modo che, insomma, tu e adesso il prossimo next time when Nick is coming to Italy, Nick is working with Mediaset on Lucky Luciano project. I would like you guys to meet each other because I think that the combination between Nick Vallelonga and Maurizio De Giovanni we can have a great script to have Giorgio Gallo directing and Armand Assante and or Dito can direct both, one of the, maybe the two together.
Sure.
And and Armand
I'll, I'll direct on Mondays.
Sarebbe un sogno. Sarebbe un sogno.
And Clayton Norris and Daniel McKeegan
A dream for
starring.
me and for any writer in the world.
Cheryl, this is definitely a special year. So we have been doing the festival at the Chinese Theater as promised, as well as on the platforms eventive.org and mymovies.it. 163 movies, 100 short films, and then all documentary and feature films. Well, the atmosphere in Los Angeles is not the same. We can see some image, facciamo vedere un po' di immagini di quelle così. In front of the past, we see the streets are empty. This is the Union Station.
Yeah, this is not the usual build-up to the Oscars with blocks blocked off and security and large golden Oscars in front of the Chinese Theater. This is at Union Station. It's just sort of normal, very quiet, but they're getting ready. On Sunday night, they'll be presenting, doing the Oscars. You see those tents there; those are part of the structure for the Oscars. And we're still not exactly clear where they're going to do it, inside the tent, outside the tent, other places. But the Dolby Theater, where the Oscars usually take place, right here on Hollywood Boulevard, will be filled with first responders. Not filled, but there will be first responders there at social distancing. So all the protocols are in place. We're all being safe for COVID, not to create some sort of a spreader event. And here, this is where the singers, the musicians and the artists, the musical artists, will be performing the songs at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences there at Beverly and Fairfax, the former May Company building that Renzo Piano has redone for a new century of life to that building. Back here to Union Station, you can see not much is going on down there right now, but there'll be a lot going on Sunday night in a very controlled way. But at the Chinese Theater, the Los Angeles Italia Film Festival they're showing films in the cinema, which is a great tribute to Pascal Vicedomini, who we know there's no stopping Pascal. So this had to happen, and he's showing films in the cinema. Here today, George Gallo, your film, The Comeback Trail, will be at 7:00 p.m. Are you going to be down there, George?
You bet. I will most certainly be there.
And well, because he also has to receive an award, the Italian American of the Year. So, but Cheryl, before going back to George Gallo, I was saying, this is definitely a special year. How do you feel being the past president of the magic moment of the Oscar, to see all this situation? Imagine the sadness, but what is your specific feeling considering your experience in this type of event?
Well, it is a bit different this year. You're absolutely right. The fanfare, the public fanfare, if you will, is not there. I don't feel the excitement in the same way since I'm at home. But I'm very thrilled and excited for everyone who's been nominated. It's been an interesting year. A lot of conversation about the film industry this year, and certainly the Oscars. But wonderful films, and it'll be an exciting evening. Just a little different, but exciting.
They come a long way from the beginnings. Was the Roosevelt Hotel where the first ones were held? It was just in a dining room and presented that way. So it's evolved with every need through the years. The Dolby Theater was created for the Oscars, and now during COVID, finding a way to do it, putting it together. Using the Union Station, I think, is a wonderful, very interesting idea, where so many people came with their cardboard luggage to come to Hollywood and make their way. And now it's being used to celebrate motion pictures with this year's Oscar ceremony.
It's a beautiful venue, a beautiful venue. It'll be very interesting to see how it all unfolds. The producers have promised us an evening of Oscar celebration as if it were a movie. That I'm very interested in.
Wow.
And just seeing how they're going to put all the elements together to create a movie of the evening.
Do you think it will be political show, or will be more about the feeling
movie making?
of each? Sorry?
Well, that'll depend, right? That'll depend on the speeches that the winners give. No one ever knows. I have to tell you, no one ever knows what's going to be said. So I'm assuming there will be speeches, at least parts of them, that will deal with the issues of the day. But we all hope that they talk about their craft and their enjoyment of being part of a team of professionals that put together a dream. And a dream is a movie. So that's what we all like to hear. I always want to know, how was it working with this one, that one, the experience? And like Nick was saying, you know, it's exciting to be nominated, but to actually hear your name being said is more than a dream. And that's what I like to hear about. I like to hear about the experience and their road to the Oscars.
So Armand, you won an Emmy Award. So what is the feeling when you are nominated and your name is on the ball to be selected for a major award? We lost your voice.
We don't hear you, Armand.
Armand, we don't hear you.
Might be on mute again.
Oh, there we go.
There I am back. I will say in my own life, thank God, I've never approached anything to think that I'm going to win an award. I've always had a great love of number one, the process, and I think number two, the process of working with my compatriots and my colleagues and making anything happen. To me, the most neglected thing in the world right now, I think a lot to do with economics, is the creative process. And to me, the greatest part of making any project is the process and the synergy that goes into developing something, because you do nothing alone. And often on a film, the guy who puts blood is as important as the guy in front of a camera. So it's about synergy and it's about commitment. And the greatest reward is when a team has had that kind of synchronicity and synergy together, and they're recognized for it. I never feel that one person does more than the other. It's such an incredible experience of teamwork. And I've been blessed in that I've had a number of very, very powerful creative experiences with immense talents. And I can't take it for granted. It's something that has changed my entire perspective.
I see. So, Nick, do you want to add something about this year feeling? You were at the Chinese for the opening evening, and of course you were, as usual, being a brother of the Italian cinema. You were wearing very professional your tuxedo. I'm sure you will wear it again tonight, but there is not much to celebrate. This was our choice. We did not have any red carpet. We did not have any music. We did not make any party, because this is not the moment to celebrate. It's the moment to make the industry go on and to make the people aware that art is very important to feed the people intelligence, no?
Well, I think it was a great. Hi, Cheryl, by the way. Nice to see you. It was a very interesting experience, different. Again, no one knows what you go through every year. It's amazing what you do. My toughest thing was I didn't fit into my tuxedo anymore, but I happened to get it on. I got to lose some weight to wear that again. But it was a very nice night. We gave the award to Eduardo Ponti for the film that he made with his mom. So that was nice, but it was social distancing. Everyone wore masks. The theater was, everyone seated separately. But the experience of watching a film together with other people, there's nothing like that. I mean, we could watch movies at home, and that's a great thing. That's a new thing we could stream. But that experience of being in a movie theater, and what you did, Pascal, you broke the barrier that it's okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to get back into the theaters. And I think that was exciting. And tonight, to have a movie directed by George Gallo, written and directed by George Gallo, that stars Robert De Niro and Tommy Lee Jones and Morgan Freeman, Emile Hirsch, big stars, to watch a movie like this on a big screen where it should be seen, a comedy. We need people in the theaters. I think tonight is another step forward. The fact that we're showing this film, George is allowing us to do it. It also helps because it's sending a message out to people that we're going to be okay. We got through this. We do the protocols. We'd be safe, but we're going to get back in the theaters where films deserve to be seen. And there's nothing like that experience. I mean, Ponti's movie is a drama, and you could feel it in the room, and people were talking about the film afterwards. And I had seen it on television, but it was not the same as seeing it on the big screen in the theater. So you have a drama that was dealing with social issues, and tonight we're going to have a fun, go for the ride comedy with big Hollywood stars. That's what movies are about. And by doing this, Pascal, you made a step forward in the right direction to show people we're going to be back, and we want to be back at the movies where we belong.
Let's pay attention of what you did on the opening night while I was here preparing all the panels we're doing through television. Let's see what you and Andrea Iervolino did on the opening night with Eduardo Ponti.
Very, very happy to be here tonight for two main reasons. The first one is because I think this is a very good hope for Italians, because I came here in LA on January 18, and when as soon as I arrived, basically was everything closed, and I was not able to go to eat anywhere. I have to you can only eat via takeaway. So in the end, now we are only in April, and thanks for all of the vaccine program, we are basically here the life is almost back to normal. It's not normal, but almost back to normal. And I'm so happy about that, because now by celebrating here Italy, Italians can see this, and it basically can be a good hope for the future of Italy. I'm very confident that before the end of the summer, life will be maybe 85% back to normality. And also I'm 2 times happy this year, because this year at the Oscar, Italians are absolutely a protagonist, one of the protagonists, because as you know, we have Diane Warren wrote a beautiful song, and she's a candidate, and our amazing Laura Pausini is the singer, and then we have, of course, Edoardo, and then we have, of course, Pinocchio. So I'm very happy because Italians this year are very strong, and I'm proud to be an Italian, and I hope I will have the chance more and more to represent Italy. I'm sorry I don't live anymore in Italy, but I come often. So thank you.
There is no question whatsoever that I feel much more Italian than American. America is where I live. America is where my kids are being raised. But in my blood, every cell in my body is an Italian-made cell. You know, I think that what you learn growing up in such a creative environment is that creativity is born from work, hard work, concentration, discipline, preparation. And all of this so that when you're there on the day, you can be free and create something magical. But that magic and that freedom is something that you've got to earn. It doesn't just come. And it comes through work. And this is what my parents taught me. I don't really like to talk about messages of movies because hopefully when you see the movie you get your own message. But I think that what is important for me is to write, direct, and tell stories that deal with issues of compassion, hope, humanity, disenfranchisement. I think it's very important nowadays to shine a light on all those people who have lived in the shadow of their prejudices, because we all deserve to be seen, we all deserve to be heard, we all deserve love, dignity, and empathy. Yeah, well, it was his first movie, and the trick was to find somebody who had the heart and the soul of Momo, somebody who had that humanity. And in Ibrahim Gueye, I found that in spades. He is a very talented young man, but even more than that, he's serious, he's diligent, he takes this job seriously, he prepares himself. And all of these things were key in order for him to be able to pull out such a performance his first time around. I am reading, I am writing, and as soon as I'll know, people will know. Well, there are a lot of wonderful movies this year, I think. You know, The Trial of Chicago 7 is absolutely fantastic. Mank is a really, really beautiful movie. Nomadland is amazing. Frances McDormand in Nomadland really pulls out a truly spectacularly enlightened performance. I'm a big fan. So there are many, many wonderful movies. Ciao, Pascal. We miss you so much. We miss your smile. We miss your laugh. We miss your tux. And hopefully we'll be able to do this without you. I'm not quite sure it's going to be as special as it normally is when your aura, when your energy is here, but we'll give it a shot. And hi to everybody from this amazing festival. And we miss you and see you soon.
So, Los Angeles Italia Film Festival going live there at the Chinese Theater. That was from opening night, but tonight, The Comeback Trail, the comedy, is playing there. And here we have the writer-director, George Gallo. It's your film. You're going to be down there tonight. What is it like for you when you're in the cinema with people, not imagining what they're like at home, but in the cinema and both waiting for the laughs and hearing the laughter? What does that do for you?
Well, it's always a terrific payoff. You know, especially when you do a comedy, especially, you're like the first person laughing when you're writing it, and so I write these things, and I wrote this one. I co-wrote this screenplay with Josh Posner, but we would write these things, and then we would laugh, and then we would look at each other. Are we crazy? Are we the only people that think this stuff is funny? So it's always that risk, and we took some chances. See, I'm doing comedy right now. We took some chances, because some of the jokes are pretty off color, but we just kept saying, "Oh, let's do it." And I figured if Robert De Niro was laughing and Tommy Lee Jones was laughing and Morgan Freeman was laughing, then it had to be funny because we kept laughing all the time when we were shooting. But there literally is nothing like making a comedy, and this is a big farcical comedy, and to sit in a room and just hear everybody belly laughing. And then, yes, it is absolutely a phenomenal payoff. Yes. There's nothing like it.
And I have to say, as an actor, it's a little frightening for me because you're trying to kill the actor the whole time through the film. But he keeps alive. He keeps living, keeps coming back. So
yes,
we're there.
Yeah.
Dito.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just laughing at some of the scenes in my head. Yeah, no, I mean, and again, like everybody, again, everyone liked everyone so much during the making of the movie. I've been friends with Robert De Niro for over 35 years, and Morgan, I've done 2 other movies with. And Tommy was the first, but we just had a great time. I mean, we just kept cracking up. And we were like, let's try this, let's try that, let's try, and the whole thing was just fun. And when it was over too quickly. We really, really, really were like, oh, it's all done. We really, really had a good time.
Dito Montiel, if I am unstoppable, organizing event, producing television, and all of the shows, you are unstoppable in directing movies. So what did you do in this period of difficulty with the pandemic?
Oh, writing, you can always do that, which is always, kind of fun. I kind of love it. So that'll keep you from going crazy or make you crazy. I'm not sure, but I love to write. So that's always been a blessing, through weird times.
But you didn't shoot any movie with your telephone. You didn't make any.
I would, man.
Shot?
I would. I was out in Humboldt County prepping a film, and then they said, "Oh, we're gonna go on hiatus for 2 weeks," and then, all hell broke loose. Unfortunately, it was tough times for a lot of people. So, no iPhone movie. I missed that one, but next time I'll be ready.
And Clayton, what did you do in Hawaii? Your Hawaii retire. It was not bad a place to be retiring in Hawaii. I saw you live in the jungle.
Yes. Hawaii has been a wonderful sanctuary. I've owned a home there for many years, and when Los Angeles basically shut down, it was a great place to enjoy God's nature, and it was very inspirational, actually. To be so close to the animals and to swim with the fish and the turtles every day, and just nurture that side of my soul. All these sorts of things we actors bring to the craft. And I've also been writing as well as my colleague there. It's essential to, I think, stay creative. And just now I've been back a couple of months. All of my auditioning has been online, but I got a feature film and a commercial already. So I'm feeling very fortunate as things are slowly getting rolling again, and the creative outlet seems to be restored and returning. So thank you for noting that. It's a delightful place, and I miss it almost as much as Italy.
Armand, with your incredible performance as John Gotti on the movie Gotti, you won an Emmy Award and you entered into the Olimpo of acting. And since the first years we became friends, I remember you were fighting the concept that you could go, instead of on a regular movie, on a television series. I remember your fights with your previous agent, Fred Spector, who actually became a dear friend of mine after a long time. I heard his name through you. And it seems you paid a big price for being very much faithful to the cinematic art instead of going on television. Do you regret for this idea you had in the late 90s?
Pascal, I've had an amazing life, and I've been lucky enough to live all over the world. I've explored film and documentary. In fact, I may be doing a documentary now. I've been so blessed to have worked with so many enormously gifted people that I don't regret a bit of it. I mean, a lot of people thought I was crazy. I kept going literally all over the planet. I've worked in places that nobody's been on Earth, but I've had an amazing journey. And I'm writing a lot too. I do a lot of writing. I have a pet project that I've been working on for a long time. But the process is everything, you know, and the people I work with. It's very powerful. It's been a great time.
I see.
Did I go off?
Yeah, no, I understand. No, but I realize you are a real Napoletano, very man that doesn't change idea. And what do you think about it, Nick?
First of all, Armand Assante is one of my favorite actors of all time, so it's an honor to be here with him.
Yeah, me too.
We have to we have to work together. Now I have to start writing as soon as we hang up to write him a part in something. What was your question, Pascal? What are you
That
asking?
Armand was fighting the concept that a movie actor should not change his career to go play TV show. Although this concept that Armand rejected was adopted by Al Pacino, for example.
Well, this used to be the actors for TV and the actors for movie was separate. I think with streaming, with HBO started it. I mean, Armand sort of like was one of the first to cross over to do that. So, he was a big movie star, and then he went and did this. One of the first, made for TV movies that was made just to be on HBO. That he won an Emmy, he would have won an Academy Award had that movie been released. That's how great the film was and how great his performance was. And I say that in front of him. I don't embarrass him, but seriously, that was a film. And that sort of broke a barrier that quality of film and performance and writing and directing and all of it, like he said, the combination can cross over to television. And that, I think, started the flow of making better TV films and getting actors that normally wouldn't appear on TV into television. And now I think it's just Dito can tell you that, Clayton, George, it's just a crossover. It doesn't, when you're writing, you're not thinking TV, film. It could work either way now with the way things are structured. But Armand's, that movie, Gotti, was a very important movie for HBO, and his performance is what took it to where it was. And I think that changed the way actors look at it.
Thank you very much. Coming from you, thank you very much.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Cheryl, so after being so skeptical in front of the platforms, the Academy this year finally recognized the importance of the existence of the platforms. I mean, due to the pandemic, also Netflix got a lot of success, a lot of money, although the stocking exchange now is going a little down because the pandemic is, thank God, is ending in some countries. So what's your opinion about? So we have to admit that the platforms now are part of our life, and do not recognize the importance of the platforms was a useless fight that was done before. Or you still think that cinematic art is supposed to be more protected in front of the invasion of product, of movies, of series that are done exclusively for TV series, for other devices, not cinema?
Look, a good story is a good story is a good story. And where forever, actually, up until a few years ago, it was determined beforehand, before I believe scripts were written and certainly produced, on where they were going to be seen, what platform they were going to be seen on. And yes, it used to be the old days when a theatrical actor or a Broadway actor would never think of doing anything for television. But that's all gone away, which I think is a really wonderful thing. I think, like I said, a story is a story. And the decision on where the public is going to see it, in my opinion, should not necessarily be at the forefront of writing a script. It might be for the writer, for the creator of a project, which is the writer, that they are writing it for a particular platform, if they wish. So I think there's a variety, but all those barriers between television and film, theatrical film, and Broadway have kind of all blurred. And actually, I think that's a wonderful idea. I think it gives a lot more opportunity for writers, for directors, and for actors. So I applaud it all.
Right.
I see. Well, do you have anything to say about it, George?
Do I have anything to say about? No. Look again. It's more. The more opportunity, the better. You know what I mean? The more. I mean, a lot of times when you wrote something, you figured, all right, there were only so many studios, and after that, you had no shot of ever seeing it get made. But now it's like there's streaming, and there's HBO, Showtime. There's the studios still. I mean, there's so many venues now that didn't exist 10 years ago. So, I don't have the same sort of things haunting me when I start writing something, which is, I only have so many shots at the plate and then I'm finished, So no, I actually write more freely. And I also think that you can, a lot of times too, in the studio system, there were certain maybe subjects you couldn't tackle, because everyone was worried about hitting so wide a mark, whereas you don't have to now, you could be a little more specific, and I find myself now thinking about writing things that I never would have thought about writing 10 years ago. So it's actually very liberating.
So Nick, do you also find the new landscape liberating for you as a writer?
Well, it's certainly like Cheryl and George said, it's just opened things up. With me, fortunately, the pandemic, I was able to write. That's what we do. We're by ourselves writing. So I felt odd because other people are suffering and losing their jobs, and people are out of work, and but I'm able to do what I do. So that was fortunate for me. But it also, during the pandemic time, it was kind of depressing. I found it hard to write at the beginning. And then I just pushed myself. I said, you're a lucky person. You can do what you do. So, get off your butt and get writing. So I wrote a lot of different things. I was hired to write things. And then George and I have gotten together and written. We've wrote I think 1 or 2 movies, and we've written 2 TV pilots together. So it's open. It's like, well, your mind isn't. It could be a film. It could be a limited series. It could be an ongoing pilot. It's opened the door to many, many things. I did work with the media set in Italy on the Lucky Luciano miniseries that hopefully will go. So I'm spread out all over the place, but that's good news for people like us, that we have more venues and places to show our product and to get products made. And I think it's just going to get better and better as far as that goes. And I think that talent wise now, there's no, he's a TV writer or he's a TV actor. That's all gone. I think it's all the same. The quality is great across the board.
Dito, it's the same question to you as a writer. As up there in Humboldt County, hanging out, are you feeling free? Are you creating new things, long form, short form? What's going on?
Oh, I just write, always. That's been my saving grace, starting on little napkins, and then, wherever it ends up. So yes, I kind of love it. But I'm not in Humboldt now, although that place is a trip. But I'm such a fan of y'all on here, and I, a friend of mine I'm so excited to see Comeback Trail. I got to say, a friend of mine, Patrick Hibbler, worked on it.
Oh yes, Patrick's great.
Yeah, and he said you were as great a guy as I'd hoped. So that's even.
Oh, thanks.
I'm such a fan. So.
Are you in LA? Come tonight to the screening. Cheryl, are you in LA? You want to get out, or are you staying home? What are you doing?
You're at the Chinese, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of staying home.
All right.
I can understand that
a little bit right now.
We'll get you to see the movie.
Yeah, good. I want to.
I like your guitars, Nick. Those are some great guitars behind you.
Yes.
He knows a guy who knows a guy. Wait, he is the guy, so he can get you in.
Nick, when Nick says that we've been writing together, he's telling a half truth. Nick and I get together and play guitar for 2 hours, and then we write for 10 minutes. So that's really, yeah.
So Clayton, you and Daniel definitely at your career thanks to television. How is it difficult for an actor coming out for a huge success on television to be trusted as a good actor in a regular movie? Let's say in a movie that goes theatrical first before television, because the difference is that maybe when you start to be a movie star theatrical, then it's easier to go on television, and it's more difficult vice versa, or not?
Well, classically, that's been the choice that actors had to make. You know, when I started on The Bold and the Beautiful many years ago, I was aware that soap opera had a rather stigmatized reputation in Hollywood. However, the international market, where streaming is also very popular now, we're binge watching, and television has, as George said, it's just transcended all of the old barriers, and I am just as capable of having the success that I did in television in film. The medium becomes very secondary, and that's a delight to see. I'm really glad to hear that the writers are finding it much more liberating, and things that they wouldn't have written before are now finding a voice and a much more expanded audience than perhaps cinema might offer. Netflix has gone everywhere. This platform has revolutionized the way we watch good work. So I'm delighted to be in the latter years of my career participating in an industry that's really morphed into something much more accessible to a broad range of people of every different talent. And I get to work with people that ordinarily I might not have. So it's a delight.
Great.
And these movie guys, Clayton and I were on The Bold and the Beautiful, and we kind of got known from that at the beginning, but that was over 30 years ago. And he's had his career. He writes, he's in films, he does other television. And for me, I've been here in Europe in the past over 10 years for personal reasons. I have a little boy here that's growing up. And so I kind of detached from Los Angeles just because I was in Italy. And so I've enjoyed working. I love working on the set. I think any actor loves to go to work and to do our work on the set. And the work on the set is about the same, really. Certainly the material is different. The attention to detail is different. The directors are different. But we're at the service of the story. And so I've been fortunate enough to be at the service to the story in Poland with Jacek Bromsky. In Russia, I did a film. In Italy, I get to work in Italian and also in English. So for me, as an artist, as an actor, it's just really an interesting ride to go forward. I hope I'm not at the end of my career. I have hope for some other things in the future. But, at the end of the day, we're projects, whether it be television, film, theater, and it got into our blood, and we're just, we can't help ourselves, I think. And that's why it's such a joy for me to spend time with you guys virtually as well, hanging out.
Can I say one thing? I only laughed because I think I'm at the end of my career every 10 minutes. That's why I laughed when you said that.
Well, I was good to get a laugh from George Gallo. I'm always happy to get a laugh.
Okay, great.
So let's wait a minute before I leave you to your day. I want to show you a beautiful postcard I received thanks to my beloved friend of Netflix, Lisa Tabak.
Thank you, Capri World Institute, and their very prestigious board, chaired by producers Tony Raniz and Andrea Ervolino, and the festival's director, Pascal Vicedomini. Thank you for honoring the trial of the Chicago 7 with the Capri Hollywood Award Fest Film of the Year, as well as the Los Angeles Italia Best Movie of the Year. It's an honor, and I thank you on behalf of everyone involved with the film. I wish everyone a great year ahead and continued health, well-being, and happiness for all of us as we navigate 2021.
Sorkin will bring home the most important Academy Award of the night on Sunday, the best movie? Cheryl?
Cheryl, do you have a prediction?
No, I don't. I don't. I never do, actually, because you never know.
I'm always wrong. I'm always wrong.
You are not allowed to say that as a president, first president.
Well, but I never. I mean, even before, and I've worked on, certainly orchestrated many Academy Award campaigns, and you never know until the envelope is opened and the I don't like to say winner. The recipient's name has been mentioned, except for that wonderful, fateful year that I had to endure with an incorrect announcement. But things happen.
I thought it happened again when I won, so don't feel so bad.
But Cheryl, so going back to that night when Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway had a little problem in the envelope of La La Land and Moonlight. What is your feeling far away from that night?
At that moment, well, first, my heart went, I don't know, south somewhere down in my body. And it was an interesting feeling because time went very fast and very slow at the same moment. However, I felt that it was all resolved before the end of the show. It could have gone much, much worse. We might not have known until after the show. And then it would have gone on and on and on and on and on. But I will say it'll be in those clips every year about the Oscars. And people did talk about the Oscars quite a bit after it. But I, of course, would have preferred it not to have happened. But we're all human and mistakes do get made.
Nick Vallelonga, your Oscar Green Book came also out from a very complicated situation. You had a very tough opponent. I don't remember the title of the opponent of Green Book.
There were a lot of opponents. There were a lot of great movies that year. Actually, there was some amazing movies that year. And the one thing I never got a chance to say was, I never felt it was a competition. It was almost like that year, for some reason, it was everyone against everyone and everyone trying to tear everyone down. And I didn't get that. I mean, I loved every other movie that was nominated. I mean, I thought they were all amazing. It was a great year. Roma and A Star is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody and Black Klansman and Black Panther. I mean, and I'm probably leaving something out there, but there were amazing films. So I couldn't get, I tried to mumble out something in my speech, but they were waving me off the stage because the time was up. I wanted to say there's amazing filmmakers here in this room. We should be supporting each other and loving each other and just let's all make some great movies, not attacking each other, which for whatever reason it turned into that year. But it was what it was. It was a tough fight, but I'm a big guy. I took some hits, but like in The Godfather, they say that I hit him with 5 shots, but he's still alive. He's still alive. So that's how I felt after that. I felt pretty beat up after that, but we won. And I think the Academy votes for the winner. And I was prepared to lose. I would say lose. I was prepared for another movie to win. There were great movies. And I think that's what it needs. I mean, great movies are great movies, and the more films, diverse filmmakers, whatever it is, it's great for movies. So I was very fortunate and blessed that it turned out good for me. But those were some fantastic films, and I think this year we've got some great films again. I mean, who knows? I think we may have the first Asian female director, possibly. But Sorkin made an amazing film. There's a lot of great movies there. There's a couple female directors nominated. It's a great diverse year, and I think diversity brings more stories, different stories, and it's good for the industry. So, of course, I could say all that because I got the 2 statues sitting at home, so I don't have to worry anymore about nothing.
So, George Gallo, who do you think is going to win the Oscar? Our buddy Aaron Sorkin or the directress of Nomadland. So the Nomadland or Trial Chicago 7, although the latest hours, it seems that The Father and also the other movie are going up in the prediction. What's your opinion?
I'm horrible at this. The only thing I could say is I did say to Nick, if I could go on record as saying this, when he wrote the draft of Green Book and he gave it to me years ago, he said, "What do you think?" I said, "I think you could win an Oscar with this." He said, "Oh, you're full of," and I won't say the word that he said, but I did call that one. I don't know. I have a weak spot in my heart for Nomadland because I love those kinds of stories. I love the sort of existential tales that really take their time. And I'm also a painter, so I love imagery. And that movie just had amazing imagery. That lonely shot of her walking across the desert and those dirt bikes coming across behind. I mean, I just love that stuff, so it touches me. But so that's kind of where I'm leaning. But I also love Mr. Sorkin's writing. I think he's one of maybe the best screenwriter around next to Nick Vallelonga. And, and I'm only saying that because I owe Nick money. No, I'm kidding. So I mean, look, again, to answer your question, I think my heart leans towards that Nomadland, but I could be wrong.
Do you have a favorite movie, Dito?
Oh, I mean, I liked a lot of them. I don't know. I know that sounds like I'm just trying to drop the question, but I wouldn't have predicted the Knicks would win 8 in a row. So I don't know. Anything can happen. But I really loved White Tiger, and I was hoping it was going to get nominated. But
oh yeah,
it was but there's so many great films. So I have a feeling Nomadland may win. It did have a sort of beautiful, lonely world. Just I don't know, stuck with me in that sense. But
yes, it sticks. That sticks with you.
Clayton, do you think that Chadwick Boseman will win the Oscar as Best Actor?
Best Supporting.
Oh no, gosh, Best Supporting. I think he's got an excellent shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Armand, the last question to you: what does it mean for an Oscar actor as you are who don't have yet an Oscar at home?
Who, me?
Yeah, I'm saying having win the Emmys, and you are definitely an Oscar actor. So, of course, you deserve an Oscar. What is the feeling? You care, or award just don't care?
I think, seriously, I think any award that any actor wins, he is a representative of all the energy and synergy around him that gave him that award, because he's only the apotheosis of all the creativity and energy in front of him, that he's responding to phenomenal creative energy all around him. So an actor really he's the summation of all the creativity and people around him. And that's really the way I feel about an award. It belongs to everybody. It doesn't just belong to the actor. The actor is I don't know what you would call it. He's the symbol of all the creative energy that he's been rewarded and given and replenished and driven by. So I don't know. I always feel that it belongs to everybody.
He could still get one. There's plenty of time. He's got a lot more movies in him. He'll get one.
Yeah.
We all are for him. Before hire him for a great job. But let's go back to Los Angeles, Italia. I want to thank you, first of all, Cheryl Boone, George Gallo. Good luck for this afternoon screening a Chinese theater. My brother Dito Montiel, Clayton Norcross, the maestro Armand Assante, Nick Vallelonga, the chairman, and again Cheryl, I love you. And Daniel will tell you more about this today program at Chinese Theater.
Yes, tonight in the Chinese Theater, just a couple hours, The Predators, directed by Pietro Castellitto. And then George Gallo's film at 7 p.m., First, they're going to clear out the theater. They're going to clean it up, sanitize everything, and bring in your audience, George, for the comeback trail with Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, and Tommy Lee Jones in a rather raucous, wild comedy. And then at 9:45 p.m., Bad Tales, directed by Fabio and Damiano Dinocenzo, così. Per cui, everybody who's in Los Angeles, if you want to get tickets, you can go online, do those. There's 25% capacity. There's some social distancing, but there's movies in the cinema tonight with the Los Angeles Italia Film Festival.
Yes, and also if you are looking forward something to watch, if you stay home, you can go on the platforms eventive.org or mymovies.it. You will find something very special with the Italian flavor. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Bye.